This video is about my experience with the infamous P073F diagnostic trouble code. If you've had the misfortune of having this trouble code come out of your Hyundai Tucson, or if you're wondering why you shouldn't buy a Hyundai Tucson to begin with, specifically equipped with the dual clutch transmission, then stick around. My wife drives a 2018 Hyundai Tucson Limited 1.6 liter with the dual clutch transmission, and it currently has about 80,000 miles on it. This all started when my wife called me the other day to tell me that her car was lacking power and it was taking a long time to shift in between gears, and from a standstill it seemed like it had little to no power and took a while to kind of get up and go. And she also said that whenever she started the car, it kind of rocked back and forth, almost like it was trying to engage into a gear or something, even though it was still in park. When I got home, I connected the scan tool to it, hoping that it was just gonna be some simple, easy trouble code and I could just change the transmission fluid or something and problem solved. But I came across the P073F trouble code, and it specifically says unable to engage gear 1. After doing some research and speaking with my friend that used to be a Kia Master Certified Tech, it seems like all roads point to the gear actuator itself. They're kind of known to fail, and if they do, then basically a whole section of gears no longer work. There's two actuators. One actuates the even gears and the other one does the odd gears. So currently reverse still works, thankfully, or that would be kind of tricky. The second gear works, fourth gear works, and sixth gear works. At least I'm assuming they do, because it doesn't indicate the gear number it's in, but you can kind of feel and tell what gear it's in. And that would explain why in between gear shifts is taking a long time, because instead of it immediately switching over to the other clutch and using its gear, it has to wait for a second and then engage it into the next gear and then, you know, continue using it. I don't know if that makes sense. Probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but that's what I found out from my research. So before I attempt to fix this myself and just start throwing parts at it that I think are gonna fix it, I take it to the Hyundai dealership and I'm gonna see what the professionals have to say about it. Let's see if the car will do what it was doing earlier. Whenever you first started, it kind of rocks back and forth. So I just start the car, let my foot off the brake, and it's like trying to engage something. I don't really know. Let's take this thing to the dealership and see how much money they want from us. Yeah.
And the check engine light is on?
Yeah.
The diagnosis costs 110.
Okay.
If it's not covered under warranty.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna take a couple pictures, do a quick walk around.
Okay.
Then I need a signature inside and we're good to go.
Okay.
Just saying that you're gonna give me half the lottery winnings if you hit it big.
Yeah, right. Sounds good. Thank you so much. See what a sticker price is. $69,000. It would be Caitlin. Hello? I was looking at potential car options for you. They're only $70,000.
Oh, great. Right up our alley.
Bruh. $7,000. That's crazy. That's even more than if you Google the cost to replace a transmission for that car at a dealership. The AI Google thing will tell you like a little over $5,000, like max. It's like between 4 something and 5,000. So I was, thinking 5,000 to swap the transmission, which I wouldn't even pay that. Like we would not be breaking even when it comes to selling this thing. So that's not an option, let alone $7,000. That's crazy, dude.
But as of right now, if we're not going forward with anything, the vehicle is ready for pickup.
Okay.
I can try to see if he'll get it back on the lift, but that's our shop foreman. He runs around here like he's got 4 hands.
I got you. I understand. Okay. So you guys weren't able to address the recall thing?
The recall, that's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Get a parts received piece of paper that comes across my desk. It'll have your name on it, and then I'll give you a call.
I'm not an expert by any means, but a bent shift fork, I guess it's possible. I need to go up underneath there and look at it myself, honestly, and I was going to do that. Like, I was going to go pick it up, bring it back home now, and then tomorrow morning go up underneath it and check it out myself and see if I see anything that he's talking about, because those shift forks that he's talking about do stick out of the side of the transmission. I just have a hard time believing that it's the whole transmission needs to be replaced. I feel like that's the just throwing parts at it thing, you know what I mean? Like, instead of figuring out what's wrong with it, we're just gonna replace the whole transmission. Apparently they couldn't even do the recall. There's some parts that you need to order, which I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna call that dealership and talk to sales and see how much they would offer to buy the car from me, how it is. I'm just trying to get all the numbers from everybody, right? So the end goal now is to sell this car.
Thank you for calling Fred Anderson Hyundai of Greer.
Trying to sell my car, and
what kind of car?
it's a 2018 Hyundai Tucson. You guys actually have it up there right now. It's in the service department.
Okay. All right. Give me about 30, 45 minutes. I'll have the used car manager go back there, take a look at it. He'll give me a quote for you, and I'll call you back.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm just sitting out here in the recliner in the garage, patiently awaiting the salesman to call me back. It's been about a little over an hour now. Still hasn't called me back, so I don't know. Whatever. Right there, this guy is the gear actuator, and right behind this little black cover are the shift forks and the gear actuator, I don't know, tabs or bolts, whatever you'll call them. You'll see. I'm gonna take this cover off and we'll see if these shift forks are bent. I want to bet that these didn't even come off. For sure he did not take that off. There we go. Okay, got it. I got the bolt. There are the two shift forks, and the black boot you see there, that's attached to the gear actuator. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to look like currently, as it is sitting in park.
Twelve seconds later.
So you won't believe what just happened. The shift fork that was stuck, like retracted, the one on top, I took my $35 Icon hammer and tapped it, and it snapped forward. Yo, I think we might go on to something. My camera battery's dying. I'll go change the battery and I'll be right back. Please tell me I fixed it. Please tell me I fixed it. Okay. Let's see. Both forks are pushed forward. Maybe it was just hung up. I was kind of just thinking like tapping. And I kind of tapped the fork. And it slammed forward. I'm gonna go start the car and we'll see. So the bottom fork is meant for even gears and the top is for odd gears. So that would make sense if the top one was seized or something, why it wouldn't go into first gear. Well, reverse definitely works. Bro, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Dude, it shifts perfect. Dude. Dude, it shifts perfect. It shifts perfect. See, first gear, here we go. First gear, champ. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, whatever. Dude, thank you, God, for answering my prayers. If you have this code, before you take it to the dealership, if you're mechanically inclined in any way, or if you have a family member or somebody that is, please lift up the car, take that small plastic cover off of the shift fork things that attach to the gear actuator and see what they look like. Now I've learned that they're both supposed to be in my mind advanced, right? So like sticking out all the way, and whenever you put it in gear, it'll begin to kind of pull on them and move them and then engage them or whatever. So the normal resting position is for them to be out. So if you go underneath and you look and they look like mine, where one of them is pulled back, I barely tapped it with a hammer. Like, I didn't hit it hard, I just lightly tapped it and it jumped forward like it broke loose. It's crazy. This is crazy because I was not expecting this to. I'm just pissed that I spent $120 at the dealership now for nothing, basically. I'm speechless, honestly. I really can't believe that it was a simple fix like that. Now, I will say, I'm sure that gear actuator will need to be replaced sometime in the near future. It was just like slightly seized up, I guess, but who knows how long it'll last before it happens again and before it happens and it's like permanently seized. Their shop foreman is basically just like taking advantage of people, I feel like. Because I feel like if I was working in the shop and that came in, I would do exactly what I just did. Is I would drive it around, I'd figure out, okay, these gears aren't working, might be this gear actuator thing. Go up underneath there, look at it, tap it with a hammer, figure out how this thing's supposed to work, why it's not working, and then I would have came across my fix, which is tap it with a hammer, it's seized up. And if I was him right now, I would recommend the customer have their gear actuator replaced, and I would let them know that they can drive the car for now until we get the part ordered, and then have them come in and do a gear actuator change, which from my research looking up online should cost the customer like $1,000, maybe like $1,500, but it shouldn't be any more than that to have that fixed. And that's a huge difference in price compared to a whole new transmission for $7,000. You know what I'm saying? If you found this video useful and it helps you save money, or it just helps you get a better idea of what could possibly be going on with your Hyundai dual clutch transmission, then give my video a like, okay? You know, because I sacrificed $120 to have this thing diagnosed. So see you guys later. Peace.